You think you know your neighbors, until one of them points a gun at your child. She was the president of our homeowners association. Everyone called her Miss Perfect. She called herself the law around here. But the day she shot my 14-year-old girl in broad daylight, that illusion shattered. I was the first to respond to the call. And when I saw the victim's name, I froze. My badge said Sheriff Carter. The victim's name was Lily Carter. My daughter. Let me start from beginning. I remember the day everything went quiet inside me. It started with a sound I'd heard 1,000 times before, a radio code. But this one froze my blood. Unit 12, we have a 10-71 possible shooting. Minor involved. Location, Maple and 5th. That's my district. My jurisdiction, my street. I was halfway through my shift reports when the second update came. Victim identified as Lily Carter, age 14, Lily Carter. My daughter. I don't remember leaving the office. I just remember the sound of the siren blurring with my heartbeat, the steering wheel cutting into my palms. I've handled hostage calls, bar fights, standoffs, but nothing prepares you for hearing your own child's name on the radio. When I got there, the yellow tape was already up. Neighbors clustered on porches, whispering, pointing. And there she was, lying on the pavement beside her bicycle, a crimson stain spreading across her shirt. The paramedics were shouting vitals. One of them yelled, "Weak pulse." I fell to my knees beside her. I wasn't a sheriff anymore. I was just a father. Her lips moved, and barely. "Dad, I'm sorry." And then her eyes rolled back. They pulled me away so they could work. I stood there shaking, watching strangers fight for my little girl's life. My wife, Anna, arrived minutes later, her face pale, hair tangled, eyes wide with a question no parent ever wants to ask. "Who did this?" she screamed. The officer on scene wouldn't meet my eyes. He didn't have to. I already knew Karen Westfield, the president of our homeowners association, 62 years old, smiled in church every Sunday, handed out cookies at neighborhood meetings, and behind it all, a woman obsessed with control. That week, she'd been complaining about our lawn again. Said it was an eyesore. We'd trimmed it twice. She still wasn't satisfied, but this time, she'd taken it further. Witnesses said she confronted Lily outside our home, accused her of damaging community property because her bike brushed against a mailbox. Lily, ever polite, tried to apologize. Karen shouted something about respect and discipline. Then the gun came out. By the time I reached the hospital, my hands were trembling so badly I could barely sign the paperwork. The doctor pulled me aside. I could tell he was choosing his words carefully. "She made it through surgery," he said, but the bullets lodged close to her heart. "We can't remove it safely." That sentence broke me more than anything, a permanent reminder of one woman's anger. Anna sat by Lily's bed, holding her hand. The machines beeped steadily, too steady, too mechanical. My wife looked at me, eyes hollow. "You'll find her, won't you?" "I already did," I said. I drove straight to Karen's house. Porch lights glowed. Her SUV was parked neatly in the driveway. She was standing on her porch, phone in hand, giving an interview to a local reporter. Calm, unshaken, like nothing had happened. When she saw me, her face tightened, not in guilt, but irritation. "You shouldn't be here," she said. "You should teach your daughter some manners." My hand twitched toward my badge. Then I stopped myself. "No," I said quietly. "You should have thought before you pulled that trigger," she smirked. "Oh, please. It was an accident." She startled me. That word, accident, burned through my skull. I called it in myself. 2 units arrived within minutes. I stood there silent as they placed her in cuffs. She protested the whole time, shouting about self-defense and false charges. When she asked for her lawyer, I finally spoke. "The girl you shot is my daughter." That's when her face changed. All the arrogance drained away, replaced by something I hadn't seen before. Fear. Later, back at the hospital, the doctor came to find me again. "She's stable," he said, "but any stress could cause her heart to fail. She's strong, but she'll have to fight." I nodded, staring through the glass at my little girl surrounded by machines. Then I whispered something to myself. "She won't fight alone." I looked down at my badge, then at the dark sky beyond the window. "Because if she has to live with a broken heart," I said softly, "then I'll make sure the one who caused it learns what that feels like." And that was the moment everything changed. I wasn't just her father anymore. I was her shield. And Karen Westfield had no idea who she'd just gone to war with. Karen's arrest made the local news by sunrise. By noon, it was national. Her lawyer was quick to spin the story. Self-defense, he said. A tragic misunderstanding. They painted my daughter as a reckless teen who provoked her. The audacity made my blood boil. I wanted to storm the courthouse, but Anna stopped me. You can't lose your badge over her, she said. Not after everything we've lost already. She was right. So I did what I do best. I built a case. Within a week, neighbors started calling. Angela from 2 streets over said she pointed a gun at my son once. He was delivering flyers. Another woman said Karen screamed at her for hanging laundry outside. It wasn't a one-time incident. It was a pattern. A sickness disguised as control. I worked quietly with the DA, building a timeline, collecting witness statements. Then, one morning, Anna called from the hospital. Her voice was shaking, but not from fear. She's awake, she whispered. I ran every red light getting there. Lily's eyes fluttered open, tired but bright. Hey, sweetheart, I said, trying not to cry. She smiled weakly. Dad, did you catch her? I nodded. She's not going to hurt anyone again. She looked down at her chest. It still hurts, I swallowed hard. It might for a while. But you're tougher than she'll ever be. The doctor pulled me aside later. The bullet's still near her heart, he said quietly. She'll live, but there's a chance her stamina will never be the same. That night, I sat by her bed and made a silent promise. I'd see this case through, no matter the cost. The trial started 6 months later. Cameras everywhere. The courtroom felt like a movie set. Karen walked in wearing white, like she was some kind of victim. Her testimony was rehearsed. She cried on cue, claimed she'd feared for her life. But the prosecution was ready. They played body cam footage, her admitting she'd taught that kid respect. The room went dead silent. When it was my turn to testify, I kept it simple. She didn't shoot a threat, I said. She shot a child riding her bike home. Karen wouldn't look at me. The jury deliberated for 8 hours. When they came back, I couldn't breathe. Guilty, the foreman said. The sentence wasn't as long as I'd hoped, but it was enough. Enough to strip away her illusion of power. Enough to make the neighborhood finally exhale. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarmed. One asked, Sheriff Carter, do you feel justice was served? I looked right into the camera. Justice isn't revenge, I said. It's peace. Months passed. Lily got stronger. Her laugh came back, softer at first, but real. Anna smiled again, too, a small miracle after everything. We sold the house and moved out of that cursed neighborhood. Started fresh somewhere quiet, somewhere green. Sometimes I still drive past Maple and Fifth. The pavement's clean now, no sign of what happened. But I remember. Every time the wind catches the trees, I can almost hear her bicycle bell again. Karen lost her freedom trying to prove she had control. My daughter lost part of her heart, but never her courage. And me? I learned that some people live to control others. But real strength is knowing when to let go. I didn't move here to start a war. But sometimes, peace has to be defended.